Jon Jones, Surreal Gone. Yeah, Jon Jones is coming back to the heavyweight division. Well, not coming back. He's coming back to the sport and entering the heavyweight division for the first time. Everybody wanted to know, hey, how's Jon gonna look? How are his skills going to translate to the heavyweight division after taking so much time off? So, bro, I got you here. You're a little bit off center, but it's okay.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Yeah, let me get this right.
Yeah, you're good. You're right there.
There
okay, so I just want to open the talk up and throw it to you, bro. Everybody wanted to know how Jon Jones is going to look with the extra weight. Have you had the chance to see the pictures of Jon Jones at heavyweight? And based on those pictures, do you feel one way or another about his potential performance come Saturday night?
The only two things right now that I can say that, because I'm a big Jon Jones fan, I'm a little nervous because I think he may have put on too much muscle. So I hope he don't gas. He looks phenomenal. He looks strong. He looks explosive. And that's, 2 years building bulk in the right way. And we're granted people, he's on steroids. He does this. What the hell ever you want to say. The man's IQ, his talent, his skill, you have to respect it. And the fact that he put that weight on the right way. How many fighters have we seen, Rumble Johnson, go up and down in weight classes within a 6-month period, and they can't adjust to it. Their bodies ain't ready for it. Look what happened to Roy Jones when he started going all the way up. He didn't put the proper muscle on, and then he came back down. I'm not saying Jones is coming back down, but if Roy would have did that the proper way, Jones, that's crazy. If Roy would have did that the proper way and came back down the proper way, I think he still would be one of the top boxers of all time. But the fact he came down too fast and he went up too fast, what I'm saying? He took shots he didn't have to eat. Flip that to MMA, you got Jon Jones where he's in his element. He walked around at 240, so he lost weight to go to 205. So, I personally don't think it's a big deal. I'm just a little nervous when it comes to him maybe gassing could be my thing. Not being able to carry that weight like that. You know what I mean? That muscle. That would be my biggest concerns for Jones in that fight, is the later rounds and getting caught with bullshit.
Okay, so that's a great take on that, and I completely agree with everything you just said. We don't know how he's going to carry that weight in the cage. So that is something that people are wondering about, and people can make their conceptions, either positive or negative, but nobody's going to know until they actually step in there. But with that being said, Jon Jones used to be the explosive guy, hit you with the spinning back elbows, the flying knees, the whole gambit. And he still got that in his repertoire. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But lately, he's been a guy that he's not going to waste a lot of energy. If he's not going to take you down, he's going to chop and destroy your legs. And the punches that he does throw are high percentage. He's not going to waste any energy here.
He's actually
contrast that. Go ahead.
No, my bad. He's actually in the ring with a guy, to me, that I feel like kind of has the same skill set as Jon. On the feet, Ciryl Gane's explosive. He does the same oblique kicks, leg kicks. He has the spinning back elbow. He has the fencing jab, and he has the cross, his little switch cross, where he switches stance into the cross. I think that might pose a problem with Jon early, so he's going to have to figure that out. A lot of fighters didn't have the same reach as Jon, so Jon was able to cheat things, be able to what they call it palming and ranging people. But now he's only got 3 inches over Ciryl Gane. So I think Ciryl Gane's reach is 81 and Jon Jones is 84. So those 3 inches is like this. That's not much when it comes from fighting people with reaches like this. You know what I mean? So and the fact that this guy is going to kick Jon, I think could pose a problem. It's early in the fight. I see big problems for Jon, and it's dangerous for him. So
So just go ahead and jump off the cliff. Who you got in this fight without telling me why yet? Who you got winning?
I got Jon winning, but I got a scary win from Jon.
Okay.
That
Well,
you know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
look
pump
at
the brakes one.
all
Pump
the
the brakes real
negatives.
quick.
Yes.
You said you got Jon winning and a scary one. Okay, so I'm just gonna use that to segue into a few questions I got for you before we move through this.
Yeah.
Okay. In a scary one, I completely understand a fight's a fight. Let me throw that out there first. So let me take in every aspect of the fight. Okay, standing wise, from a sorry, can't even talk. From a striking perspective, who do you think has the edge, Gon or Jones?
Jones is on a disadvantage. He had a problem with a one-legged Santos, and Reyes basically beat his ass in the first 2 rounds of the fight. Reyes pretty much caught Jon's face and had Jon retreating and running almost the whole fight. So I think Gon is definitely a way more profound striker than Reyes is. And the fact that Jon could have took Santos down, yada, 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 he didn't. He decided to stand up and fight with him, give him a fight, keep it fair. That's why they hugged at the end of the fight. I get that. If Jon don't have that Rampage fear that he had when he fought Rampage, it's going to be, I don't know how many big shots he can take. You're not going to be able to eat that many big shots at that weight. Granted, he hasn't been rattled. Granted, he's still got his brains intact. He's got, you know what I'm saying? He hasn't fought. He's got ring rust. Hopefully he comes in with that fear, but at striking wise, he's matched. It's an even match. I'm not going to give it one to another, but every time Jon, other than the Gustafsson 2 fight, stood up with somebody that was down there his same size, they got the best. Even Gustafsson in the second fight got the best of him in the first round. Like, if you look at that fight, striking wise, Gustafsson won the first round. I mean, let's be real. He did. Jon took him to the ground.
That's
fine. Did his thing.
I don't disagree.
But guys that is his size, it takes him a minute to figure out, okay, this is what I got to do. Okay, fuck, I can't take this. Damn, I got to do this. Okay, he's gassing. I'm going to go. So
okay, so which is it, bro? You said Jon's got the better striking, but you said he's in a hole because of his. Okay, so Gon's got the better striking.
Who?
Gon's got the better striking.
Yes, Gon has the better striking early. Yes. Reyes, everybody always has better striking than Jon early. Yes. I will say that. It's on tape. You know what I'm saying? We can pull receipts if we need to.
Does the real Gon have one punch knockout power?
No, I don't think he has one punch knockout power, but Jon doesn't either. But Jon finished people. I hate to say the little thing about Adesanya, but precision does count a lot, and that timely strike does count. I think Guam can do it. I think Jon does have it as well. So there ain't going to be no fucking knockouts. There's going to be TKOs, you know what I mean, where somebody's going to be balled up getting fucking hammer fist or whatever the fuck is going to happen.
I'm just going to jump out there and say it, and you can call it a bold claim, and I'll stand on it. In my opinion, and I can't stress that enough, in my opinion, Jon Jones entering the heavyweight division, he's the best striker in the division. The best striker in the division. The more he's got the highest fight IQ in the division. He doesn't waste energy on the feet. He's not whiffing and getting himself tired on the feet. But let's move on, bro. If they get into a clinch situation, who are you giving the edge in a clinch situation? They clinch up. Maybe they're up against the cage. Maybe they're not. But they're in a clinch situation from a standing position. Who do you give the edge to in that situation? And why?
In a clinch situation?
Yeah, in a clinch.
Honestly, they're both pretty messy in that clinch. I think working more striking wise, I think Guan could do a little bit more work. But Guan knows that he's got to be careful because if he mixes too much, he could possibly get taken down like that. So, and the advantage, Jon has it. Because if Guan tries to get messy, he's going to get fucked up. He's going to get swept real quick. You know what I mean? Even Francis Ngannou's shown And I'm going to say that Jon has Ngannou power when it comes to wrestling. He could take him down. He can manhandle him. So getting in a clinch is not good for Ciryl at all. That's a bad place for him. That's a big boy place. He's not ready for big boy places yet. That's a big boy.
So
place.
Are you saying that the only way that Ciryl Gane can win this fight is if it plays out with the two standing and trading at distance?
Pretty fucking much. That is his only shot. Is he's being precision striking and he's fucking making everything count.
So why are you so scared then?
Because I seen the Reyes fight and the guys have more power. Look. Heavyweights have more power. Jon ain't fought in 2 years. Like let's be real. This guy just came off and knocked out one of the top knockout artists in the UFC, right? So in a standing thing, it's pretty fucking dangerous. Jon's got to get his timing down. He's got to figure out a lot of shit in 5 minutes of a fight from 2 years. This guy has been fighting. I ain't gonna say there's a thing called ring rust, but there is things where it takes a minute to get it going. Jordan in his first game back, even though he practiced, he still was sketchy. He missed a lot of shots, way more than he usually missed. Even when they went to the series where they played Orlando, he passed on the fucking game-winning shot to somebody else. They lost the fucking series wearing the 4-5. You're not clicking all the way. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how long it take Jon to click.
You're right. That's definitely on the table. He's been away for a while. But with that being said, Ciryl Gane can fight and train for 10 more years and not have the experience Jon Jones has. Not to mention, Ciryl Gane jumped out there and said, oh, well, I only train when I got a fight on the docket. When I don't have a fight on the docket, when I'm not on the contract for a fight, I'm doing me. What you think about that? Is that a built-in excuse? Go ahead.
That ain't no excuse. He's trying to throw
it sounds Jon like off. It.
If you don't think this guy is fucking training for this fight, you're full of shit. Get the fuck out of here. This guy knows what's at stake. This guy's everything is on the table. If he loses this fight, he's lost 2 championship fucking fights, did not claim the belt. He's to the back.
He trains out of France, bro. How much training can he be doing that's going to be beneficial for him?
Of the bus. That's all I'm saying. He's coming out full throttle. He ain't fucking just lollygagging thinking it's a walk in the park. He's just saying that. These fighters will do whatever they can to get in each other's head. If you legitimately think this guy ain't fucking training because he said some shit, you're out of your fucking mind.
Look, I know that he's training. I know that he's training, but he sounds scared. I know it's a grown man that's going. It's a grown man that's going into a cage to fight another grown man. It's crazy for me to call him scared. But look, when you say stuff like, hey, I don't train, going in, he ain't said this his whole time. The whole time he's been in the UFC. Have you heard him say this? No. Hold on. Let me make my point. He's never said this. He's never said this. So after getting demoralized and grappled to death by a non-wrestler, Francis Ngannou, and then getting into a brawl and almost getting finished himself by Tai Tuivasa in his native land of France. Fine. Now you're in there with the odds-on greatest fighter ever to do it, and you go out in the press and say, oh, well, I don't train when I don't have a fight on the docket. You sound like you're making a built-in excuse right there. This is not the fight to be saying shit like that. You want me to believe that you want me to believe that this guy's training his ass off to the point that he's making up all that ground from where he just got demoralized by a non-wrestler and taken to his butt and held there? Accepted the position. Hold on. He accepted the position on his back and got defeated by Francis Ngannou. And you don't think Jon Jones is going to come in there and do murderous things to him? I do.
Why did Francis Ngannou go to the back? Why did Francis take him down? Because he couldn't fucking strike with him. That's why. That's why Francis took him down. Francis could not fucking hit the guy. Coming in, stomach kick, leg kick, stomach kick, leg kick, stomach kick. Yes, Francis fucking said, fuck it, man. I can't stand up with this guy. I'm going to just take his ass down. It was a shitty ass attempt. He won the fight. Yes. Jon Jones is way superior when it comes to that ground shit. It's how good can he keep Jon off of him. You know what I'm saying?
How big is the hole in his game? How big is that hole? It's the hole Leonidas kicked the person through.
It's an Adesanya hole in his game. Adesanya can't fight on the fucking ground. He can't wrestle. This is the same fucking thing, but he kept fucking winning without the fucking wrestling. And then he got beat by a striker. That's all I'm saying. He does have a hole. I bet you, if anything, he's working on that hole than anything. Just like Dustin Poirier can't wrestle. When he fought Khabib, he tried. He couldn't keep the motherfucker off. It all comes down to
Dustin Poirier can wrestle, just not at Khabib's level.
Exactly. But the point is, it's all coming down to what Jon comes in his cage. If Jon to come in his cage and not able to move, catching shots, it's going to be a long night for him. It's going to take.
There's no way.
To get there.
You said it yourself. The only way that you're worried about this fight, from Ciryl Gane's perspective, is if, you know what I mean, Jon gets his hands on him, and it's going to happen. 5-minute rounds in the cage. There ain't nowhere to go. He's not fleet of foot like that. He ain't gonna get away from Jon. And like I said, bro, how big is the damn hole? If a non-wrestler,
why couldn't he take down Reyes?
Who else is Francis Ngannou taking down?
Fighter. Why couldn't Jon take down Reyes? And he tried. He tried to take him down. He didn't start getting him down to the 5th round. Every time
where Jon Jones is best at.
Yeah, it took him to the 5th round to get him down. And the guy was still getting back up. He was a tight end football player. He wasn't even a wrestler. Let's be honest. I'm an athlete. I'm a fucking tight end. Whatever. I'm just saying, if it takes him 5 rounds to get him down and he wins, okay, then Jon gets to win like that.
He won.
If he can't I'm just saying, it's going to be hard if Jon, and the first 2 rounds are the scariest rounds for me for Jon. I said I got Jon. The first 2 rounds, yes, they are scary for me. That's it. That's when the guys are at their peak level. The first round, they're throwing hella shots. The second round, they start loosening up. They started going a little bit more. If Jon get caught with one and go to fucking sleep, we're going to be sitting here on this fucking show like, damn, man. But if he don't, and he fucking makes it to the later rounds, Ciryl Gane gassing and he wrestling, that's what I want. It's just the first 2 rounds. It's the
I'm gonna pull the curtain back for you, bro. I'm gonna pull the curtain for you back.
Pull it back.
If this fight does go, past the halfway mark, 2.5 rounds, the first 2.5 rounds will be spent by Jon Jones picking Gane apart and getting him tired. And from that point on, if the finish does not occur, it will be one-way traffic. Man. Jon Jones.
Think that Gane can't fucking strike with him at all? Like, you're sitting here acting like he can't fucking strike. You're acting like this guy cannot fucking strike, bro. He also does the leg kick.
He's got way more to worry about.
He does. He does have to worry about. But if he comes in that first round not thinking about it, and letting this shit go, he's got a shot.
He's going to be thinking about it.
If he comes in there and starts thinking early that might happen, he's going to lose. He's gonna lose.
There's no way he doesn't get in there with that on his mind, knowing what Francis did to him.
With fucking Francis, neither.
Okay, bro, legitimately, who else in the heavyweight division is Francis Ngannou taking down? He ain't taking down Curtis Blades. He ain't taking down Stipe Miocic. He's not taking down any of the top guys. Why was he able to take down Ciryl Gane at will and hold him there? And Jon Jones is way better wrestler than Ciryl Gane. You saw what he did to DC Daniel Cormier. He saw what he did to DC twice.
Did not expect him to get wrestled. I bet you Ciryl Gane did not train wrestling.
Who cares? You can either stop it or you can't. Bro, it doesn't matter if he expected it. It started happening and he couldn't stop it. And there was not enough time between that fight and this fight on Saturday for him to make up that gaping hole of experience that he lacks for a wrestler the caliber of Jon Jones coming in there.
2 rounds. He better survive the first 2 rounds. I don't think Jon's going to shoot him in the first round. You think Jon's going to shoot in the first round? How many
It's
fights has
possible.
John shot
It's
in the first?
possible. I've seen Jon Jones take people down in the first round and get them the hell out of there before.
That's young
It's
John.
possible. Is Ciryl
John
Gane
now,
taking
John
Jon Jones
now
possible?
hasn't.
No. Ciryl Gane ain't gonna get a takedown in the first
Ciryl Gane ain't thinking about
round.
takedown. He's not thinking about it.
Exactly, because he's not well rounded.
That's a big ass hole in this game. That is the biggest hole in this fucking game.
You know, when he came in and he started, he was submitting guys, striking with guys, and people were saying that he was really well rounded. So that's what everybody thought. But when he gets in there with Francis and they see that he's not prepared to be grappled or defend takedowns, then they knew that he had a massive hole in his game.
Yeah.
Jon Jones, take this one going away, bro. Finish.
I mean, everybody thought Adesanya couldn't be taken down. They thought he was a good wrestler because he never got taken down. He had a good takedown defense. But then when he got on his back is when everybody was like, holy shit, this motherfucker can't wrestle shit. If he got a takedown defense, well, he don't have a with Ngannou. Ngannou's a strong motherfucker, though, man. You're fucking shoveling fucking whatever. But, hold on. I got to get a charger real quick. Give me a second.
Right. Ngannou is strong. He's a great fighter. He destroyed Ciryl Gane. Say what?
Said Jon Jones is strong. I'm just saying, man, you can't come in here. This is the fucking UFC. You can't just come in here and think that a person's going to fucking absolute dominate. I mean,
what do you mean? He's been doing it his whole career. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
We are talking about a different individual here. I will say that. I just want Jon to win. He just got to get to the 2 rounds, and I know it's over. The longer the fight goes for Jon, it's in the bag for him. If I see him taking shots early, like he was taking with Reyes, they're not going to swing the fight to his side at the end if he does that shit. If that Reyes fight, plays out like this fight right here, this is that fight, and it starts like that, Guan wins round 1. Round 2 is like, oh my God. Round 3, Jon tries to push, but Guan still fucking fighting. Round 4 is a fucking coin toss, and then 5, Jon wants to take him down a couple times. That's not gonna fucking win it. Not this time. Because it was a high-rate robbery. In a way, Reyes really beat the shit out of Jon. But I, to myself, because I'm a Jon fan, will sit here and say, yeah, Jon won that. Knowing good goddamn well, he's sitting there talking about my wrestling fucking got me the game. You took him down. You couldn't even keep him down, and he didn't damage him down there. So that's all I'm saying. At
you won the fight.
Fucking level, huh?
You won the fight.
Saying, at this, bro, they gave him that fight because he was the fucking champ. He lost the first 3 rounds. If you really technically look at that fucking fight, he beat his fucking ass. Jon got so exposed, Jon ran like a bitch. I'm just saying, I don't want to see Jon look like that and win. If he wins like that, it's going to hurt me, dog. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I want my dominant Jon, bro. That's all I need. Get through the 2 rounds and
you got to see that guy.
I didn't mean to drop that. But if you take him down, you beat his face in, that's work on the ground. He did not do no work on the ground. Francis barely did work on the ground. He took him down, but there was no work. He was just pinning him down there. So really, why does that count? If you ain't going to put in the work on the ground, you put him on the ground, then don't take him down there. That's stupid. Those points are trash, man. They're trash. Oh, I'm just going to lay on you. I'm just going to hold you down here. Look, I control. I did it for 3 minutes. Wow, whip-de-doo.
Okay, but why are you not keeping that same energy for the guy that's laying there? Get the fuck up. You know what I mean? Why do you not have that same energy?
Some people can't get up.
Okay, then they don't need to be in there. They don't need to be in there.
Look. You just hold them, and you hope the ref stands you up. And then you're like, man, is he going to do it again, ref? You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen. And I just hope that I do believe when Jon takes him down, Jon's going to give him the business. Francis couldn't give him the business. Jon's going to give him that business. But just win those first 2 rounds. Don't let the scorecards get away from you. That's all I got to say. That's how I feel. And I think when it comes to striking, That's the only thing I'm scared of. I think Surreal is a better striker than Reyes, and Reyes gave Jon Jones a fucking problem in the first 2 rounds, and even in the last 2 rounds, he gave him a fucking problem. And I just believe that it could be an early problem for him. I think he can
I mean,
solve
you
it.
say you sit here and you talk about how Dominic Reyes, who's washed at this point,
Don't
by the
go
way,
there. I know where you're
but
going.
but
He trained for Jon.
go ahead.
I'm just saying he trained for Jon, so let's not talk about him getting clinked up after the Jon Jones fight.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But let me say this though, like you could say that you keep saying that he beat the fuck out of Jon. Like I don't like. Yeah, he connected. He landed some good shit. But when did he hurt Jon? Can you tell me when he hurt Jon? Because I didn't see him hurt Jon.
He hurt Jon in the 3rd round when he caught him with a piece, and Jon did this and took off running. And that's
an evasive maneuver.
4 times. That ain't no maneuver. That's shit. I'm just saying, bro. Look, he's my GOAT. Jon's my number 1 until he loses, and he's probably still gonna be number 1 to me. I just want that. I want that fear, scared Jon that was scared when he fought Rampage. And if Jon beats the real Gon and dominates the real Gon, the only other person in the heavyweight division that I think that will give Jon Jones a problem might be the Russian guy, and that's on a
Sergey Pavlovich.
Yes, and that's on a maybe. I don't see Blades beating him. I don't see anybody else beating him. Not right now.
Nobody has the gas tank to beat Jon Jones at the heavyweight division.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't feel like so people say that, oh, Jon Jones coming into the heavyweight division. Oh, it's some grand gesture. Oh my gosh, how is he going to do? Historically, when you move up to heavyweight, the guys get slower, the guys get older. So all I'm saying is like, there's not a lot of guys he's going to have to take out to really solidify anything. And he's already sitting as like the greatest fighter of all time right now.
Of all time. Yes. Yes.
All right. So before we segue, official, what's your official decision? I got Jon Jones submission round 2. What you got?
Bro, I got Jon in 4. I got a ground and pound stoppage in 4.
Okay, ground and pound stoppage in 4.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So I guess the next thing I'm gonna say before we move on from this fight, fuck, I had it right on my head. This is unprofessional.
Yeah, this is trash. Get your shit together.
Yeah, it's trash. But okay. So Jon Jones defeats the real Gon.
Yes.
What would be next for Jon?
It's Stipe. Stipe is the next one who deserves the shot. They put Stipe on the shelf after he lost the belt, and he hasn't had a shot for a title or a decent fight. It is Stipe,
he's the king. He's the king of waiting for the title shot. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they screwed him because he's been out of the game. Well, he ain't fought for about a year or so, so he's going to come in fighting a sick Jon Jones, and I feel bad for Stipe. Stipe again got the bad end of the deal. Hold
on, we got a comment here.
Tuner fate, a fight or nothing. Go ahead.
So I did see this somewhere. Dr. Matt says they both look injured. There's a rumor going out there that Jon Jones is injured. He might pull out. Ciryl Gane is injured. So there's rumor going out. What is your thoughts on this? Because no fighter goes in there 100%. No, I think this fight plays out without a hitch. But what's your thoughts on that?
It's too close. It's too close to not go. Like to end this on fight day is very messy. To end this on fight day is very tacky. If this happens, I think Dana White will probably be done with Jon Jones. And I think the pressure is even on Ciryl Gane. Because if Ciryl Gane backs out of this fight right now, it's like, why you running? You know what I mean? Like, you wanted this, and Stipe's next, and it's going to suck. So if Ciryl backs out of this, his title shots are going to be done for a while. They're gonna put at least 2 people ahead of him and make him earn that shit. And if it's Jon, I think Dana's gonna have a real problem with Jon because it's too close, man. It's too
Mm-hmm.
close. It's too close for all that. I think this is both of the corners playing games. Like, to be honest with you, I think they're playing games with each other. It's all a mental. Just like I don't train for fights, bro. Get out of here. I'm not buying it. That's just like
Nor am I, but I don't think it's gonna matter.
it probably ain't gonna matter. It probably don't. But he went hard. He went hard in the paint. Let's believe that. I doubt he was doing this little salsa dance and hitting the bag.
Mm.
I guarantee he wasn't doing that.
I definitely don't see either of them backing out. I concur, Dr. Matt. This fight needs to happen, and it will happen.
Yeah,
Hey, we're going to
will.
segue out of this fight. But last thing, okay. Last thing. Jon Jones, it recently came out that due to contaminated meat, contaminated food products, medications, where it says what it's in there on the label, but it doesn't list everything, shit like that. Tainted supplements, the whole nine. Due to that, WADA and USADA, the UFC's sanctioning body as far as their anti-doping policy is concerned, they've changed their levels to the point where if all of Jon Jones failed drug tests, all of them, if this rule was in place when he popped, he wouldn't have popped. Thoughts on Jon Jones's legacy? Hold on. Thoughts on Jon Jones' legacy and him being forever labeled a cheater? Thoughts? Because there was just as much contaminated meat and supplements back then. So what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I don't think it changes anything. I didn't think, honestly, to be honest with you, other than Alistair Overeem, when he was juiced up, he still got knocked out. He still saw stars. I think if you think that gives you a mental gain on a fight, then maybe yes. Mike Tyson said that he thinks that's wrong, that guys, they got lethal weapons in their hands or whatever. To me, I honestly don't see the problem. Guys beat their bodies down to the point to where some of their bodies is hard for them to recover. And that's coming from a guy that does hit the weight room. I wish I did take PEDs. I'm scared because I don't want to lose a liver. I don't want my liver to fall out or something. I'm scared, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got meat. I'm not trying to lose my meat. So it's like, I'm scared to use the stuff. But if it gives me a recovery benefit, yeah, you can scratch the record all you want to, bro.
What? Hold on. What? Go ahead,
bro. I heard you lose inches on that. You know, the steroid myth? I'm just saying, bro. Hey, I don't know, bro. Hey, as soon as somebody say, hey, man, that's going to mess up your manhood, I'm just like, on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really think it affects a fighter in the way that they think. I think taking PEDs could make you more susceptible to getting knocked out. I think PEDs could make you more susceptible to losing your control and your calm in a fight and getting you beat, because if you have roid rage, that's a real thing, and you lose your fucking cool in a fight against a tactical person, you just play right into his hands. So there's pros and cons to everything, bro. You know what I mean? So to me, John, they should have never took his belts from DC. I think DC might have had a fighting chance if they would have fought earlier.
Well, I mean, just saying, if the rule was here, he wouldn't have lost his belts. But I guess the question, the question that I'm asking you is that should this wipe away that strain that people have against him and calling him a cheater?
Dude,
because this has been. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. People are going to always have something, just like Barry Bonds, just like Tom Brady. You got Watergate, just like Jon Jones, just like who else? There's other guys that Canelo, like people are going to always hate and find something to hate with. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. In the end, he's the greatest.
What does it mean to you?
It doesn't change shit for me. I didn't think he was a cheater. If a man whooped your ass on a cocaine night, you trash. You straight trash.
He said I went on a cocaine binge and whipped that ass.
And whooped that. Hey, yo, you went out party the whole night, came in.
My bad, I didn't mean to do that.
It's all good. But no, I don't think it changes anything, man. It's the same. Jon Jones to me is still the GOAT, pound for pound, unbeatable until he gets beat. Like Floyd Mayweather said, there's 5 ways to beat you. There's 0 ways to beat me.
There you go. So you should feel even more confident with this Jon versus Gon fight because we know Gon has a major hole in his game.